Hi, I'm Patrick Blampied from the Permaculture Research Institute of Australia, and today I'm working with Nick Huggins. As you can see behind me, we've been installing gabions and bamboo. Now you might ask, why are we blocking up this creek? Well, we're not actually blocking it up. All we're doing is slowing the water down a little bit, and the function of that is to actually hold it back a little bit so it can spread out across the landscape and hydrate a little bit more before it keeps going and keeps flowing at the same rate that it was flowing before. Now, the bamboo we're setting out and we're putting in the ground to actually support the gabions in big flood events and to hold back nutrients and filter the water. Why we're using bamboo? Well, it's virtually indestructible. The Japanese actually have an old saying that if there's an emergency like an earthquake or a tsunami, run for the bamboo because it's the only thing that will be left. You can't destroy it. Now, after a major flood event, there'll be some great soil creation here. So now I'm going to get Nick to actually show you how to put some bamboo in. So Nick, why are you setting them out here?
When we first did the gabion, we used the laser level to establish some heights through the area. Now these actually use bamboo. All these bamboo are actually corresponding with the same height. First two, or the first one at the top of the creek here, the second, the third and the fourth. So when this peak flood event comes through, we can disperse that water evenly across this riverbank here to the gabion and actually catch mulch at the same time. Right. So it serves a bit of a double function, and it catches mulch, provides stabilisation for the creek banks, and also double functions as timber later on in the track, and is a good source of basically new plants around the property later on.
Right. And how do we get them in the ground?
Pretty simple. Yep. Shovel.
Yep.
But I think it's important too in hole preparation, getting that hole prepared properly. Not banging a pot exactly into the same sort of size hole, so we dig it about a third bigger than what the pot is. And we keep that plant about 30 or 40 millimetres above the ground for drainage. Right. So we don't get it sinking down, and we want those top roots to actually have a bit of air and to actually get out and seek the water rather than be sitting in it all the time. Okay, preparation of the hole. As I said before, 1/3 bigger than the pot and 2/3 the depth of the pot itself, so we don't have it sitting below ground level. Digging the hole is pretty simple. Go around in a circular fashion, loosen up the ground. This soil here, we're not using any preparation with the plants. This is good, really good river soil. A little bit of clay in this part just here, but so varying right across this creek bank, and all the bamboo we planted, 160 plants of it. We've seen so many different soil types so close to the creek, from sand, a bit of clay, loams, deep black soils, the river soils. Okay, hole's ready. One, as I said, 1/3 bigger. Take the bamboo, knock it out. These are quite pop bound, these ones. We've got a pretty good deal on them though. Just tease the roots up a little bit. It's a grass, it doesn't really need that much teasing. You can see it's there, it's a little bit too low, so we'll bring a bit more soil in. Pat that down. There. That much sort of out of the ground. So now we'll get this soil and backfill. It's important to get the air out. We've got air in the soil now, so it's going to aerate it, but to have no gaps around the plant. This sort of environment around southern New South Wales, we want to make sure that we get no air pockets, because the heat around here will just heat up and air prune this bamboo underground. We can actually water this later on and douse it, sink it with water. That'll actually force the air up. So, but even again, just loosen this soil up, down with your fingertips, press in, and make sure it's snug and that all the soil is actually catching up and meeting those roots, so we get good contact and the plant has the best environment to get going. So we'll just fill this last part just to give you an idea of where the soil should end up. So there's the top of our plant there. And there's the finished height. We should be at mulch over that, and then we're done. Okay, time for mulching. On this job we're using pea straw this time as the mulch. So we ended up for 160 bamboo, we actually ordered 250 bales. Now most of those were being used on the gabions, but the rest of these we're using a half a bale of pea straw to one bamboo. So we're just breaking these biscuits apart, getting some air between. These are quite good, compact when they actually are in the bale. This is going to hold that moisture in, and also this time of year, middle of winter, going to really provide that layer, that thermal layer to stop that cold. This morning we woke up and there's a thick layer of ice over all this straw, so it's important to get this over and insulate that ground around the roots.
Okay, so Nick, we've finished planting. That was actually pretty easy.
Yep.
For the people that don't have a farm, you know, maybe they live in an urban situation, can you still use bamboo?
Absolutely. Screening from neighbours.
Yep.
What else? Timber, all that sort of stuff. There's so many different varieties you can actually use besides the old Hamii. It's quite a big variety, so you don't need to use it maybe in such a close, dense urban situation, but look at other types that maybe grow to 5 to 6 metres. Maybe look at running bamboos and things within reason.
Yeah.
So lots of different varieties and species at the same time.
I guess you can do trellises and chook houses and little perches and everything.
A whole lot. Kids' cubby houses.
Yeah.
Anything really.
Great. Well, thank you for showing us a little bit about bamboo.
Thanks for helping.
Great.
Thanks, mate.